me finish getting us set up for the next game. I've got at least one other that I'm guaranteed to be getting to today. And then potentially there'll be a demo that I'll do, and then we'll wrap probably. I say potentially on the demo just because I still have been dealing with some sore throat issues, so there's a chance that I will end up ending before too awful long, no matter how much I would like to go long. Next up, we have Twitch being a useless website. There we go. Now that the update actually worked, now we'll carry on with what I was doing. I will knock the audio off for a second in case this boots up loud, because I did not actually test this one since I did a demo of this before. I had confidence that I didn't need to worry about making sure it could actually run. And this was not on the original list of things I was planning to do. And yeah, this is loud, so be glad I'm doing this. There we go, now you can see it. Apparently, I didn't have any volume options yet. I only saw a play and an exit.
Free.
So I'll just give you guys audio for the intro here, and we'll just hope for the best. Because the intro looks okay.
Sometimes, not knowing the next step can shake even the bravest heart. Our people succumb to dissolvement, a terrible fate. It took from them the very essence of consciousness, freedom. We managed to resist, only to flee. And so, we were broken. Now we are fragments of the end, ready to be forged into a new beginning. To rescue those we love, to reunite with our family, to reclaim our homes, to uncover the truth, and at last to fulfill our duty. You see, fragments can be forged into something greater. Something like a squad.
Ta-da! Shard Squad. Change character with that. Each chart is unique. Try them all to find out your favorite. Start matches by talking to that guy. Change difficulty at any time. If you'd rather play in co-op, talk to them. There we go. Now I can actually get the audio adjusted properly. And what this is, well, as you can tell, this is Shard Squad. What the main bit of what this is it's another bullet heaven for the most part. Like, there's a little bit more to it than that. But that's the main cut and thrust of things. So if we head over here to Fasco, we have Sid, Kiara, Dex, Snarky, and Lilac. There was a different assortment of characters in the demo. There was some of the ones over here, I do believe, immediately in the demo. It looks like you've got... Okay, no, I was gonna say these are all the starters of their sets, but these both are in the Magical Girl section. We've Kai and Viv in the squad. I'd rescue Daruto. Okay, so we can unlock Nana because we have Sid. I'm just seeing who we can actually get. Okay, Desert is where we're gonna want to take Kiara. We don't have Daruto. Okay, so yeah, there's only 2 character unlocks we're gonna be able to get. So we'll go ahead and start with Sid then, who's got hot breath, acute flamethrower for those who don't get hit by it. Got blazing, lovers, and confident, and of course fire. Is depending on who's in the squad, they do combine differently, so it is actually somewhat important to make use of those traits from what I remember from the demo. And of course, it's important to note, since this will be split up in the VOD in the future, or for anybody watching the YouTube VOD, this is a key that was given to me through the Surface Lure Kit, so obviously this was a code given to me for free, need to be covered, so bear that in mind with any impressions you see here. Gotta make sure to mention that every time. So let's see, we got the Kashmir Archipelago, the blooming jewel of Melunia. The Springtime Archipelago was one of the prides of the Garden of Hipponia. According to my field research, is where the closest traces of the Desouled army comes from. And there is 8 stages, looks like, total, and obviously there's 3 difficulties and co-op, so there's some longevity there. Let's see how it goes. Hopefully I've balanced the audio well enough, but we'll find out. Okay, I can aim my flamethrower. Shards attack automatically, but you can aim their attacks with the mouse or the right stick. Auto-aim can be enabled with shift or right bumper if you prefer. Burn everything. In fact, we'll go ahead and turn the auto-aim up for a little while and see how well the auto-aim handles. And then from there, we'll actually do some manual targeting. Because right now, this is a weapon I don't see any benefit to manual targeting for. I feel like raising the area effect should make the flamethrower larger, which seems like a good idea. Though extra damage would also be good. Cooldown reduction doesn't seem that important to us currently. Honestly, no idea. Never really looked into it. Like, obviously, the red part makes a degree of sense. The panda part's where the question mark comes in. You have a dash, but they have a long cooldown. Understood. It would probably help if I stopped walking into the things that are walking towards me. Because they're not that fast. I really can just avoid them very freely currently. But I'm not paying enough attention where I'm moving. Okay, that is a decent length dash at least. Let's go ahead and keep raising our area effect. I have faith in our flames. But clearly, we need some real good coverage to be able to clear quantity. So we are here alone currently, after all, so coverage is helpful. Keep raising that area effect. It does seem like the flames are getting a little bit larger. Hard to tell. Oh, Linda is here. Not Linda. Oh, no. Ah. Ladybug. Okay. I'll actually take control of my aiming here to focus this on Ladybug. You know, I don't know what all the hubbub is about. There's not much of anything miraculous about this Ladybug. Support shards also attack automatically. Combine shards with the same traits to trigger powerful secondary effects. Learn more about your squad's traits in the pause menu. Ah, that's why he was telling me about other shards. I was like, but I don't have any. Looks like Snarky's the only one we match with. We'd get Confident, which increases damage dealt, and when our health is below half, the bonus is doubled. Yeah, because, you know, the Fire Panda and the Plant and Fighter seems like the perfect combination to have together. Nothing could possibly go wrong with an idea like combining plants and fire. The auto-aim seems to be pretty smart so far, I gotta say. It switches pretty well when a target's going to die from the fire that's already on it. Looks like the area effect thing also affects quantity, so that should keep giving me more leaf blades from our secondary character as well. And honestly, even if it didn't make sense to take him, I kind of feel obligated to take Snarky just because of who I am. So far, this has got solid music, well-made art. It's not too remarkable in terms of the bullet heaven aspect of it so far, but a lot of bullet heavens aren't that remarkable to start, so it'll probably build up. And if I recall, this game isn't that expensive either. In fact, here, let's pop the store page up for y'all, and let's have a look. Yeah, it came out 5 days ago, and it is $6 currently. So, you know, bear that in mind when having any thoughts about how this looks and how this plays. Honestly, just for the art alone, $6 I would say is more than fair. Carolina the Snail. Ah, okay, you can strengthen their skills as well. Let's get some movement speed. We didn't have that option till now, and boy, do I feel like I need it. Especially now that I've let my health drop so low. You can see that they have independent levels down there as well. So I don't know if the bonuses I've been picking up actually have been affecting Snarky at all. Some of them say squad, so I would assume any that specifically say squad obviously will benefit both. Okay, you are invincible when dashing. I figured I'd try that on one of the enemies right quick and see what would happen. Let's go ahead and get some damage, as we are struggling to clear now. I'm assuming certain mixes of gems are probably going to have specific effects as well, since they bother to give them a specific symbol. There we go. That's two enemies down. And we get another squad member. You can get Lilac, Kiara, or Dex. None of them really go together with what we're doing at all. So let's go ahead and take Kiara for the lightning chasing. That seems useful for us. Let's go ahead and buff Snarky a bit too. Okay, they spawn at the same time, it looks like. Event, Juggling Sensei. Humiliate your enemies by juggling. Oh, I see. I just gotta keep the ball on my head. I'm assuming this just keeps bouncing freely on my head until I get hit, probably. Because it's not, like, changing directions and expecting me to keep under it or anything. Which, that would have actually been kind of fun, is if you actually had to move with it to keep it balanced or something. As an added movement difficulty to that. That would be fun. Ooh. Prismatic Essence. Channel the Prismatic Essence, which does question mark. Surprise Box. Gain 2 random upgrades. Or the Canned Spinach. Because we strong to the finish. We'd gain 1 level. I'm curious about this Prismatic Essence. We'll go ahead and take that. Oh, that seems to be a temporary buff. I am now much less excited about this. This is beneficial, but I should have taken the 2 random upgrades. There we go. Now they're not both spawning at the same time because of the cooldown reduction difference. Celico. Burn for your sins, lizard. Alright. Down to 5 health now, which is not ideal. There we go, we survived another one. And we got 100 health out of it, so we're actually back in business here. Not even sure what you were finding out about the red panda things. Okay. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. It was always going to be something weird, like either a translation issue or just a weird situation where they were named at odd times, as it ends up being. Because honestly, there's a reason why statements like things are too sensible to be true exist, because a lot of things in reality are fucking dumb. And a lot of things in reality make no sense. So if something makes too much sense, it probably isn't real. Liliana is butterfly. Burn the butterfly, burn the butterfly, burn the butterfly and its wings. Burn the butterfly, burn the butterfly. Oh, those frogs are fast when they want to be. Been kind of letting the enemies pile up in a bad way here. I've been doing that thing again where I focus fire on the boss, trying to get rid of it. And set myself up for failure a little bit. Yeah, just because of the way the world is, I would be hard-pressed to find something that would genuinely shock me in this at this point. That's a good and a bad thing. There we go, another new squad member. I really should turn the archipelago thing off, but it doesn't really matter that much. It's fine. And you do pair with Kiara, so we'll go ahead and grab Lilac so that we have potential combo there. Also, wow, those slashes are actually pretty big. I feel like there's a very wide difference between those two definitions there. Maybe that's just me, but it feels like there's a pretty significant difference. Like, well, it's either a claw or it's just the ball of somebody's foot. Like, okay. Like, don't get me wrong, linguistics are weird on the best of times, but that one in particular is just like a, huh, okay. And we managed to pick enough flowers to get another upgrade. 500 Bixies, 5 rerolls, or the Prismatic Essence. Let's go ahead and just take the 500 Bixies. I'm assuming that's gonna be meta currency. Since this run's not gonna last forever, probably a good idea to get that. Well, I'm glad they at least added an extra word to it when it was originally just Panda. Otherwise, it would get very confusing if it was just Panda and Big Panda, or Panda and Panda. Also, probably sounds a lot less scientific when you call it Big Panda. Red Panda at least flows a little bit better. It's like, well, which panda is that? Well, it's the big one. You do realize that doesn't narrow it down at all, right? Yeah, but it's the big one. Which big one? Oh, you know, that one. Like, we're talking big, like elephant big, or... I didn't have another dash, as it turns out. I wasn't paying attention because I decided to go on a whole dumb tangent there. Correct. Which means it basically is still Big Panda, I know. But an additional differentiation helps. Okay, so we got all kinds of foods here, it seems. Oh, okay. I was confused by these empty slots until I actually got to the part about the upgrading. Thankfully, you can get your money back from them as well, so that's helpful. So this is for health, this gives regen, this gives armor, invulnerability, cooldown reduction, rerolls, move speed, collection range, critical damage, critical chance, fire damage, electric damage, water damage, nature damage, crystal damage, heal on level, and movement speed after getting hit. So a lot of your usual things, and then a couple odd ones. So that's not bad. I am still going to spend the money on the health. This health is good to have. If there was just a general damage one, I'd put points into that, but since they're all different elemental damages, I'd have to sit there and keep changing it for each character I swap to, so we're not going to worry about that right now. We'll instead take the movement speed, because that'll be useful. And let's hold on to some of our money in case there's something else to spend money on. No sense just setting all of our money on fire. And there's the bestiary of all the things we were fighting. So if you want to know about all of the things and how many of them you've destroyed, it exists. We did not successfully unlock anything character-wise. We just got the chef, it looks like. So I guess, yeah, we'll go ahead and just spend all of our money at the chef because there's nobody else here yet. Let's go ahead and get some collection range as well, because our collection range right now was kind of abysmal. A little bit of cooldown reduction never hurt anybody too. There you go. That's all of our money. Let's see. We needed Sid to get Nana in the forest, and Kiara to get Blip. But we can't go to either of those locations. We only have the archipelago. So, doesn't really matter who we're playing right now. Dex is the only one who didn't get it pulled for the squad, so Dex, it's your turn. Rogue. See how it goes. Okay, so it's a water bomb that goes in a line. Or, no, it looks like it stays on the enemy? Yeah, it looks like it stays on whatever enemy it lands on. Or whatever bounces it has until either the enemy dies or it runs out of bounces. So that's interesting. That's actually a little bit more interesting than I thought it was gonna be. Go ahead and raise your... Oh, wait. Impacts per projectile. Okay. Yeah, we'll take more impacts for the moment. Because more bounces means it'll hit more targets, but also means whatever target it's aimed at, like a boss or something, if it manages to stay on it, will get hit more, which is helpful. Because you're basically multiplying your damage by getting more hits with it. Crit chance could be good for this. We'll work some crit chance up. Not sure why I suddenly went much slower there. Just checking on something while we frolic in this field. Looks like there might not be any real randomization to the bosses too much, at least not in this location. Which that's fine. We'll alternate between projectile impacts and damage, I think. Because there is the logic of an individual projectile destroying the enemy it's thrown at, so that it then can travel to other targets. Both logics make sense for this weapon, so it's just like, eh. At the end of the day, why not both does apply? Unfortunately, Dex is the odd man out. So he doesn't actually fit in with anybody. And we don't have anybody else to get, so we're gonna end up taking the same batch again, just in a different order. I do want the cooldown reduction from the magical girls back, so we'll work on getting them back in here. Yeah, give me some more collection range. It's basically, this whole touching the gems thing, overrated. We don't need to be doing that. That's just a silly idea. If the money comes to us, then, you know, we get more money. It's that simple. The more money finds its way to your door, the less you have to work to get the money. And the less you have to work to get the money, the more work you can do to get other money. And it just keeps going, you know? I'm figuring with those gem upgrades, what we'll do is we'll just alternate between cooldown reduction and crit chance and see how that plays out for us. That should make enough sense to work out reasonably well. Oh, he actually has a little hop when he dashes, because he's a frog. Get him, Lilac. Chop him up. Cut him up good. If you're surprised that I managed to squeeze through there, don't worry, so was I. I didn't have much choice, so I just went for it and hoped for the best. Let's see, the last one was impacts, so now it's time for damage. We are getting a tiny amount of area effect from the damage upgrades as well, so eventually that'll work out. Kiara now, so that we have the magical girl bonus. Event, be a hooper. Prove your basketball skills while surviving. Okay, but how? Oh, you just go touch them and they fly over there. Okay. I do have to go touch them again to get them into the basket, looks like. Get dunked. Need to clear some space so I can get the other one, though. Got it. Oh, it didn't go in, though. Come on. There we go. Damn goaltending butterfly. He was just sitting on the damn hoop. Random upgrades. One upgrade for Kiara and one... I think that was the crit chance gem. That threw my mojo off a little bit, but that's fine. I'm actually getting a little bit of damage from the projectile one too, actually. So that works double. Perfect. I do like that the upgrades change what their effects are a little bit between characters. Like there was the prioritized area effect for Sid that got replaced with number of impacts for Dex here. That is a good change to be able to make. Dex might be dying a little earlier here though, because our coverage is not quite as effective. Because there's long gaps between us being able to attack things, even with the cooldown reduction we have. It's not the most effective thing. It's somewhat effective. But I don't think anyone would ever call it super effective. Could get some area effect. Probably do that once we... Oh no, because we have... Yeah, because we have 3 lucky clovers now. Because of the extra one we got. That's what threw me off. I knew it was going to throw me off, but I immediately forgot. And then got thrown off again anyway. It is interesting that only very few upgrades appear for your secondary characters. Like it's specifically only when you're getting the squad gems, it seems. Which makes sense, they're secondary characters, but it's kind of unfortunate because I would assume that makes them less likely to really blossom while being a secondary character. Again, they are only secondary, but still. Let your extras shine, damn you. My fellow frogs are here to kill me. I do think it is kind of unfortunate that, as far as I can tell, there wasn't anybody to unlock in this first area here. But maybe I just didn't notice when I was looking through the list. Maybe there was one that I just didn't catch. Catching the phrasing. Hard to say, really. Definitely getting into a bit of a dicey spot here. Every bubble is doing a lot of work, it's just not doing enough work. I wonder what will happen if we fill that whole line out. There's only so many more spaces for upgrades. Based on the line at the top of the upgrade we just took. Is filling with both colored gems. So I wonder if there's like a bonus thing where once you fill it out, it does something. Totally possible. Almost died there, and there it is. I took one too many steps up and walked right into him. More new content unlocked. Sidolfo's this relic collection is open. A variety of effects await you. Ah, now there's more challenges. You get extra money for completing runs with new relics. So we right now have extra 30 hit points and longer invulnerability duration. We can equip 2 of them. Maximize Flower of Life in a match to get that. Okay. A lot of space for more relics. Hmm. If this wasn't only 1% at a time for 300, I would probably be inclined to start spending on critical chance, but 1% is just... bleh. Some heal on level up might be a good idea. The rate I'm just eating damage today. That'll give us some much needed natural staying power. I don't really think we need the move speed on getting hit. I feel like Kiara might be one of the ones that are likely to lead to a victory. Oh, this move speed's a little rough, though. So this seems like it functions similarly to the bubble. In that it stays on a target until it destroys it. So maybe this isn't going to actually be any better at all. Oh no, it didn't stay on that one until he died. Interesting. It stayed on the first couple till they died, and then it didn't. So yeah, this seems to be set up similarly, because it's also impacts projectile. Let's just go damage and cooldown reduction this time instead of increasing the number of impacts. I need a little bit of damage just to make sure I keep up with the scaling is the idea. But the cooldown reduction will work with the magical girl bonus as well. Hopefully you can't hear the yawning that's been happening, by the way. Nothing to do with what I'm doing and everything to do with the fact that I was up kind of late last night. The classic issue of when you're using something like melatonin, if you miss your window for it to actually work, you go right back to the problem you have of not being able to sleep. And I get distracted by something right before I would have fallen asleep, so it just threw that whole thing out the window. There's really no other reason for it. It was genuinely just... I did a stupid. And yes, if you're wondering, the being up late last night is part of why we would be stopping relatively early. Once again, we're taking the magical girl bonus for the cooldown reduction. It just makes sense based on what we're doing here. It's not like we have other options to really change up our squad too much right now. The biggest downside I see to this so far is just it does take a little bit to get some more members on your squad. We'll do 1 damage upgrade, 2 cooldown reduction, 1 damage upgrade, 2 cooldown reduction. Because the cooldown's the main thing I'm actually interested in seeing how far you can push. Which is why we're also getting the other cooldown reduction bonuses as well. It is interesting that you can in fact just hit nothing with this move. We seem to be getting control of the field pretty well with this setup, so I think I might be onto something here. which is nothing really new thought process wise, because quantity of fire is usually effective in this type of game. It's easier to keep control when you're firing quantity. I didn't see them. They're shown through the tree, but I just didn't look well enough to see them through the tree. Snail battle. This is gonna take a bit, just because the snail obviously has lots of health. And our damage output isn't the best. Like, for obvious reasons, I'm pretty sure our best damage output so far has been the flamethrower. Come on, just finish off the snail, please. Ooh, squad member. None of you actually fit together with what we're doing, but we're taking Dex because he will fit together with the type of attack. Because he does the same type of attack we do, more or less. That's the theoretical idea. We'll see how well it works out. That looked like it was kind of working the way I'd intended. We shoot out the lightning first, and then he hits them with the bubble afterwards to finish off the ones that are there. Basket, basket, basketball, basket, basket, basketball. There we go. Much faster basketball that time. Submitting Patricia to deal area damage, collect all the XP on the map, or channel the essence. Go ahead and collect all the XP on the map, because there's a lot of it that I've just not been picking up, because it's been, well, honestly too far away. Hourglass is maxed out. Suddenly we got way more effective, because we got like 3 levels suddenly. What do you know? It's almost like being able to keep your XP curve good is a big part of how these games work. Let's see, second one of the cooldown reductions. Look at that meter go at the bottom for my cooldowns. Just nyerp, 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 nyerp. It is a shame that our companions don't benefit from our cooldown reduction, but I understand exactly why it wouldn't be the case, because it would be so broken so fast. You would be just vomiting attacks all over the screen, which is how some bullet heavens work, but obviously not all of them are built on that kind of shenanigans. Yeah, of course. Doing alright, Jay. Kinda tired, but how about you? Nice. It's pretty fun. Little simple, but you know, it's a $6 bullet heaven, so there's only so much you can expect out of that. It's got potential to advance a lot more, but it's going to take a little bit to unlock more characters for your little squads to make them change a bit more. Because there was, I think, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Yeah, because I think you start with 5 characters, and each of them has a row of, like, 4 next to them. So it'll be like 25 characters once you get all of them. And they function basically the same as like weapons or skills would in any other bullet heaven. Yeah, go ahead and make Dex a little bit stronger. Okay, this is where we've usually been dying. Can I get past Lillian in better shape this time? It's chicken away from me. Soon you shall perish. I just need to not go with you. Because we've killed it a couple times. It's just a matter of everything afterward went wrong, like, every time. Last squad member for the moment, Snarky. See, in keeping the pattern we're doing, we're cooldown reduction. Gather 12 swift flowers sown in the archipelago. Okay. Give me that. And give me that. And that one. What about this one? And this one. And this one. We're getting like the tiniest speed boost every time we pick one of these up, too. There we go, I even collected 2 extra ones. We'll go ahead and take the 2 random rewards again. Got a Dex upgrade and a Snarky upgrade. You know what? That was actually as good as it possibly could have been. Upgrade Dex some more. Yeah, no, we've got much better field control than we've had from most of these runs. Sid was like the closest to field control of this type, and he was the first one we used. We've almost maxed out the space there. I wonder what'll happen once that bar fills, as far as the line of gems we can have. Do I have to start replacing gems? Do they start doing some kind of special combo thing? Who knows? We will find out soon, TM. Ow. I'm dropping larger gems, so we should be able to reach the amount here in a second. As long as I don't get too greedy. There it is. Okay, the bar is filled and nothing immediately happened, so... Question mark? We're still leveling, but that doesn't mean that that bar isn't done. We'll see. M Boogie. Dex is maxed out. We're definitely chewing through him pretty good. Oh, he throws a boomerang. Okay. I expected him to charge, which is why I moved the way I did. And I, as it turns out, kind of set myself up for failure a little bit there that way. Just pound him down. Crush the mouse. There we go. He dropped health. Okay, he was not the final thing in here either. Okay. I was wondering if he was like the final fight in this area or something, since he seemed different. Okay, not relevant. Well, I can't level Dex anymore. Let's go ahead and get some area effect going. Because that affects the whole squad, so that should help. There's starting to be so much happening that it's getting a little hard to parse what's happening on screen sometimes. But only sometimes. I don't really... no, you do get some quantity and such. Sure, Lilac, you'll get some levels then. I just don't like the fact that Lilac can't turn when swinging, so if you miss the enemies completely with where Lilac lands, it just amounts to nothing. Just like, nah. Okay, yeah, we're done with these gems. We don't get any more of these anymore. Now we're only getting these upgrades. That makes sense. That's an important thing to learn about with something like this, is what your limitations on upgrades are for things. I assume then there has to be a point where you run out of upgrades to purchase if you get too much experience. Oh, event, shard in danger alert. Mandatory event. A captured shard has been spotted. Failing to rescue it will be a defeat. This should be a new character, presumably. Just one of the ones that didn't have a specific character listed as a requirement. Oh, that meter's not filling that fast, though. This is going to be, how you say, dangerous. Except the enemies spawning aren't that bad at the moment. There we go. We got a crystal. We got Dorian, Melody. Conjures spinning musical notes around the player. He's got crystallized and cold-blooded, so he goes with a couple of ours. He's got stylish, which doesn't matter for us right now. There we go, we finally got our first new party member. And these spinning music notes are actually pretty good. We'll go ahead and upgrade Dorian. Dorian seems like one I'm gonna like. And he's a jamming crystal lizard. What's not to like about him? He's just a joyous little guy. And of course, it's the tradition anyway. Last run, best run, always. Is we'll be hopping to the demo I was talking about. That'll be covering, and then that'll be that. Because I am tired, so I'm not gonna push it. Well, correction, we'll do the demo unless when I look at the progress bars for the archipelago, if we have checks to do in any of my games, we'll probably do that instead. Because, you know, obviously we gotta get our archipelago progress in. Gotta go get them checks. Event, Lower Island Gang. Defeat the southern bees of the archipelago. Oh, it's just... I don't know. Oh, there they are. I was like, where are they? Gotta beat the bees that have sunglasses. Sunny bees. There's too much XP on the field. I can't pick it all up. Almost. Lilac's done upgrading now. Bunch of Bixies. And there we go. Mission accomplished. One free level, 500 Bixies, or 2 random upgrades. Let's go ahead and take the 500 Bixies this time, because we're running out of upgrades to take. So the 2 random upgrades are not as important. Bobina. Let's see how long you live, bud. Yep, you've got drills. Alright, you wannabe bee drill. Perish demon. Okay, you got more than one attack. That already puts you ahead of most enemies. So calling your little drill thing an attack is a little bit of a stretch. It's not that effective. But you're trying your best, I understand. Na-na-na. Guess that blue fruit was just a guaranteed level up, question mark? That was another enemy that wasn't the end of the run, either. I was expecting that to be like a win state since they were the first enemy that had more than one attack. Max out our crit chance. And again, we're also running out of upgrades at this point, so it's like, well... Then again, I was also not expecting to get a 5th member of my party. not counting myself. Getting a little noisy now. The birds are really proven to be dangerous, though. They're just walking right on in. And by the birds, I mean the ducks, the chickens, and the... I'm not sure what kind of birds those are. Blue jays, songbirds, I don't know. All I know is they want me dead. And they're fairly well succeeding because my health is getting real low. Which admittedly I'm also not trying as hard to survive at this point. I kind of want to see if we unlocked anything else. Curiosity will lead to my death, as always. These ducks are great, by the way. Just the angry, you waddle. I'm gonna get you. Oh, we got the faster snail things now. Cult, okay. Who are you? What are you? Where are you? Oh, you're poisonous. I see the poison everywhere. Oh, you're a big snail. Okay. I'm very toxic of you. And we're dead. I got trapped in there. I was afraid of that. New content unlocked. It's definitely our best run that we've done for many obvious reasons. Oh, there we go. Dorian, the brilliant musician. Cup of coffee with milk. Lose 3 matches. Reduce the challenge, making the journey more peaceful, but reduces the Bixies earned and does not list your match in the ranking. Deal area damage when healing. Reach level 30 in a match. Okay, so there are more things to do. I'm assuming these are... Yep, these are relics. Obviously not going to take the cup of coffee with milk at any point. But we can start with Dorian now. If we wanted to, which we're not going to do that right now, but it's good to see. Yeah, because we need to deal 50,000 poison damage, complete 14 unique events, 16 relics, rescue Daruto, 30 bosses, rescue Nana, rescue Slap, complete Jericho Shore. Yeah, there is a character you get for the archipelago, so there's that. Just Forest, Shadow Weave, One Eye Road. Yeah, basically almost all the levels. So that store page again is right here for anyone so inclined to pick up Shard Squad for yourselves. I'm gonna go ahead and take a quick look at my archipelago list here. See if anything good happened. Lots more ice traps going around. So my theory that a certain someone was running out of ice traps to receive was not correct. Looks like all we got was another missile tank. The one that was hinted out too, ironically enough. So that's that. Yep, that's all we got, was just the one missile tank. Nothing else for any of my other games either. Or particularly, like, there's some sand and that's it. Unless I missed something scrolling through here quickly, which I might have. Because the only one that's highlighted is the game that I have selected, which was Fusion, is the one that's logged in here. Nothing else stood out to me, so it's probably fine. Yeah, where's 11? Yeah, I can absolutely get one more in. Let me just double check a thing right quick. I am being very particular because we had a near miss with a Vargo yesterday. I almost played something I wasn't supposed to yet. Nope, no embargo date for that one. Perfect. Next is Black Jacket. Which this might interest a few of you, because it's another roguelike. Shocking, I know, me playing into the roguelike. But this one's got some interesting ideas going on, because it's similar in a lot of ways to something like Balatro, except it's for blackjack instead of for poker. That's the short version of explaining this. I'll of course be giving the whole spiel again once the game's on screen. That gives you the basic idea of what you're going to be getting into here in a second. I just need to update the link and everything. If it tells you anything, this isn't even all of the ones I have left to do. This is just the ones I'm going to be able to do today. Let me quickly bop the audio just to make sure that if this ends up being louder than it should be, we're good. Yeah, I didn't actually double click it. I clicked like right off of it on one of the two clicks.